What's that? Uh, Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Scores! He did it again!
I just killed him. Before the game, I just killed John Madden because of a stink bomb.
Split special teamers, and now Brown is off to the races. Hurdles, kicks him in.
Giants are coming off a worse week than Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, that was the most exciting thing to happen tonight.
Game's over. Game is finally fucking over.
Ed, you got to turn your mic on. I think. His hand on the button.
And now, our feature program.
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on? You know, hey, we're missing some people again.
Yeah.
We're missing quite a few people, I see.
Yeah, Chris is apparently having internet issues, as always, because he's got crappy internet where he is. Go figure, he would have better internet in another country than he would in the United States. and Smitty thinks
Alabama coverage.
Yeah, and Smitty thinks he's still like 20-something, so he's double fisting handles.
I don't know what he's doing because he's not in Florida, and he has zero reason to be partying it up right now. I don't know what's going on with him.
Well, I think he was back at base this week.
Well, yeah, he had to go.
Supposed to sign paperwork and whatnot, but the base got closed.
He had a medical procedure that had to happen, and it's supposed to happen on like Thursday, and then it was supposed to happen on Friday, and then now it's on Monday.
So that's what's happening. He's bored and stuck there.
Oh, you know what? I bet he's playing Texas Hold'em with his ex-wife and her person. I don't know what their relationship is, but I don't want to butcher it.
Smitty has like the most interesting like ex-wife relationship ever.
I mean, with just one of them. He has the best relationship with the one that he didn't have children with.
Yes. Well, isn't that how that usually works?
I mean, yeah.
The divorce is a lot less complicated at that point in time.
So, anyway,
yep.
We're finally doing the show. A little late, right? I mean,
a little late, couple days. Still getting over the sickness.
As you can hear in the background.
Yeah, everybody's still getting over the sickness.
How is everybody in your household doing?
Getting better. Gail's still got a good cough, but we're getting better.
I'm still dying slowly.
For any of those people that remotely follow us, Travis has had an infection within his home, and he just can't shake it. So we've been having to kind of go off schedule a bit, but.
Yeah, well, first we had just a regular cold, and then this one hit, and it hit the whole house. Everybody from me all the way down to Cat had it, so.
Yeah, it was kind of a domino effect. The only one that didn't get it was Michael.
And we sent him back to his dad's today.
Nice.
Yeah, he's the only one that walked away unscathed.
Maybe he'll be patient. Maybe he'll be patient zero.
So, what are we doing today? What's the plan?
We are doing some NFL stuff.
Okay.
We're gonna skip on the college because you know our
college knowledge
gurus, or us four college gurus, are very in depth on what players came out this year
what the predictions are and whatnot.
Said they were gonna be on the.
Yeah, there's
drafted or whatnot.
The most important thing about the
college is that Harbaugh still sucks.
Is Harbaugh still sucks. So I guess that's really the most important thing.
Yeah, we covered the most important thing for Chris. That's all he wanted to cover, really.
Yeah. I mean, really, as long as we got that taken care of, I feel like we've succeeded on tonight's show.
Most important thing.
We can cover that again next week for him too, though. I'm sure he'd be happy about that.
Yeah. So,
have you guys...
Nate, did you add this stuff about the head coach thing, or was this a Smitty thing?
This is all Smitty stuff, and so have you guys been cared much about what was going on with head coaching vacancies or anything like that?
Did the head coach carousel going on, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been watching, but I don't understand a lot about it.
Well, I guess we could probably just kind of gloss through it. I know we got Matt Eberflus, is the new Chicago Bears head coach. Brian Daboll
Yeah, well, Matt, I just think it's funny that Chicago replaced one Matt with another Matt. Isn't like Chicago where head coaches go to where coordinators go to be head coach to die? Because it seems like they don't keep them very long. It seems like you get a year, maybe 2, and then you're out.
It's the division. Even the Lions go for that. I think the Vikings had the longest tenure with whatever the fuck his head was. Zimmer, Mike Zimmer.
Yes.
Yeah. So he was there for quite a while.
Well, it helped that he was like 200 years old, right?
Right. But the Lions and the Bears, they swap out head coaches
2-3
faster than
max.
anybody watches their pants.
I was gonna say faster than you change your underwear.
Yeah. The Giants, they have Brian Daboll, Daboll. Broncos, Nathaniel Hackett, offensive coordinator for the Packers. Josh McDaniels, which I know we're going to be talking about him, but he's replacing Rich Bisaccia. Doug Peterson, Jacksonville, and the Texans, Dolphins are still currently without a head coach, and the Vikings are looking at hiring Kevin O'Connell from the Los Angeles Rams after the Super Bowl.
Yes, that hire can't be made official till the Super Bowl's over.
Yeah,
correct. Anybody want to talk about Brian Flores?
Oh my God.
Sure.
I got this one. Brian Flores, recently fired head coach of the Miami Dolphins, is currently suing the NFL, the Giants, and the
Broncos.
I thought it was
No, it's the Broncos.
Giants, Broncos, and Miami.
Yes, he is suing Miami
and Miami
as well.
too.
And Miami. That's what I was like. I know there's 3 teams.
Yeah.
So he's suing the NFL, Miami, the Giants, and the Broncos for alleged racial discrimination, according to reports. Flores was interviewed by the aforementioned teams only because of the Rooney Rule, which, for those that don't know, requires teams to interview minority candidates for head coaching and senior operation positions. The other thing is it's an in-person interview, not just an interview.
Yes.
So that's the key there, because you could do as many team calls as you want,
but it doesn't count towards anything.
Whatnot. It doesn't count as qualified. It has to be in-person interviews.
Yep.
The lawsuit also states that Stephen Ross, owner of the Miami Dolphins, offered him an extra $100,000 for each game he lost in the 2019 season in their push to tank for Tua that year, is what they called it, but they were trying to get the highest draft pick. They wanted the number 1 draft pick, so they had their choice of everyone on the board. So this isn't too true anymore. Hugh Jackson has gone on the record saying he was given a similar offer, but he's kind of backtracked that over the past day for some reason, trying to clarify. I'm not exactly sure what.
So apparently, I was reading something actually right before we got on, and because of the way the NFLPA and this whole thing, this Rooney Rule is written, he may nothing may come of this other than him not being a coach in the NFL anymore. Basically, that they don't care how these people are treated, they just care that it happened, and that's basically the way the NFLPA was written for this rule, is that it doesn't matter if they don't care that you're there. If they've already hired somebody else, you're just supposed to be there for their numbers, and it's a bunch. It's basically more and more I read about this Rooney Rule. It's a publicity stunt for the NFL.
No, it's a way to try and say, see, we're trying to get more minority coaches.
Yeah.
When in actuality, they're not.
They don't care.
We're trying to try is what is going on.
Yes.
They're trying to show that they're trying.
Right.
Without actually trying.
We're trying to look like we're trying.
Yes.
But there's been a big push for the past 10 plus years trying to rewrite the whole Rooney Rule, because how it's written and how the process is followed is very...
The Rooney Rule is fairly new, isn't it? Within the last 3 years, I thought?
Oh, the Rooney Rule's been out since like the 90s?
Years.
Yeah.
Really? Because it's like really like maybe it's just really come in the spotlight in the last couple of years.
Well, yeah.
It goes up and down every 15 years or so. It really kind of someone finally stands up and makes a push, and this time it was Brian Flores. So, does Flores have an actual case? Does anyone think so?
So the Rooney Rule was adopted in 2003.
So, almost 20 years. Yeah.
Yep.
You're right.
So, okay. So, does Brian Flores have an actual case against the NFL first?
The more and more I've read, he basically this is gonna fizzle out to nothing.
I'm just questioning whether or not
unless
he said, she said, or he said. How is he supposed to actually prove that they were treating him any differently than anybody else?
Unless he has someone from the organization that will go on record and say, yeah, this is what happened. Nothing's going to happen.
Right.
They're going to look at him and say, sorry.
Yeah.
It is what it is. That guy obviously...
The NFL's not going to do anything. But the lawsuit filed in New York, the judge assigned to it has ruled against Stephen Ross recently and against the NFL many times.
Mm.
So the thing with Miami...
He kind of drew a lucky straw with the judging.
Yeah.
With the judge that was assigned to the case.
Mm.
The thing with Miami, I definitely think he has... He might have...
Physical documentation.
Yeah.
A solid foot to stand on with that one.
Yeah, if he has like actual anything that states that if he can show that his paycheck increased every time he lost, that's a good way to show that they were paying me extra to lose games.
Well, no, I think that's Hugh Jackson. I think that's his issue is he doesn't want to disclose his paychecks.
Mm.
And then they're trying to say, well, was it pushed? Did you get paid? Did you not do it? And so, he's kind of backtracking. He goes, I don't really want to answer these questions. Yeah. He doesn't want to look bad.
Well, you would know if he got paid for it.
So tell me this. If you had a coach that went 1-31, would you then extend him?
No.
Hugh Jackson did. Yeah.
The Browns extended him, and then 8 weeks into that following season, they fired him.
I feel like I remember that.
So I wonder if that was the way to pay out. Say, oh, hey, we're going to extend your contract. After we get to this point, we're just going to fire you. And then you pretty much get all that extra money for free because your contract's guaranteed.
Yeah. It's possible. They all like to play the game.
That's a conspiracy theory that's got some traction.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Nate, you like conspiracy theories when it comes to the NFL, right?
Oh, my God. It's full. The NFL's full of them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so
I
agree. Huh?
What?
So I agree. It's unless he has physical proof of it, it's going to be hard to prove. But the fact is, he's not looking for a certain dollar amount or anything like that. He wants the NFL to change the Rooney Rule.
Yeah.
To change how the process goes. He wants everything documented. He wants every interview pretty much
recorded.
Yeah, recorded, whatnot, so that, and then afterwards, the person interviewed and everyone who interviewed him write up a report of how it went and whatnot, and that way, now there's physical documentation. Okay, this is what happened and whatnot, and there's no question anymore. It's like, oh well, you just chose that person because he was that person. But my biggest issue with this is most of the time the GM is choosing who they're gonna choose.
Yeah, beforehand.
And the GMs go with people they know.
Yeah, they're gonna go with somebody that they're comfortable with. If they've worked with that person before, and if they know how they coach, they're gonna want to choose that person over somebody that they've never worked with before.
Well, True. The weird part is this year there's more minority GMs and people in the the GM office kind of thing getting promoted and new jobs than ever before, and yet all these GMs are still hiring white coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like, well, are they kind of being forced to hire people that they've worked with before because they're the white person and the owner likes them?
It's going to be interesting I think the next couple years, and whatever happens with this lawsuit, I think it's going to get real interesting, because if all of these interviews were actually recorded, and it all came about because Bill Belichick sent him a text congratulating him because he on the Giants head coaching job, when it was actually Brian Daboll, before they had even announced it, he was like,
before they had even interviewed Flores.
Yeah, and Flores was like, I haven't had an interview yet. He's like, oh, sorry.
Days.
Yeah, and it was like,
yeah.
What? He's like, I went in there knowing that basically I wasn't getting the job because they had already chosen who was going to be the head coach.
Yeah.
I was I was just to cover the rules so that way they wouldn't get docked anything.
Yep. And
see, at that point, why would you go and interview?
Because if you don't, now you blackball yourself.
Yeah.
Honestly, who's gonna hire him?
Yeah. Now
at
he's done.
this point,
he is still the front runner for the Houston Texans job.
Really?
That absolutely blows my mind.
No, you want to know why? I can exactly explain to you why. Houston has the worst reputation about being the most racist team in the league with the most racist ownerships. They have one of the top young quarterbacks in the league who willingly sat out a season because he doesn't want to play for them, who also wanted to go to Miami because of Brian Flores. So how do you
maybe they're trying. You really think the Houston Texans are going to keep him?
Houston wants him.
They still want.
I think it's on him that he doesn't want to be there.
Houston wants Deshaun Watson there long term. Watson wants out.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he wanted to go.
Watson wants a lot of things.
Yeah.
But Watson's main push was to go to Miami.
True.
Why is that? It's because the head coach, because Brian Flores.
That
so everything.
It's a little bit nicer weather.
Huh?
A little bit nicer weather than in Texas. They actually get below 100 degrees.
It's comparable. It's not much different.
But I mean, if you're a GM or an owner for a football team, are you going to hire someone who outwardly admits that he took money to throw games?
No.
He was just saying that he was offered.
Flores told him no. Flores has reported, he said, no, I'm not taking money. We're here to win games. We're not here to... The point of playing and whatnot is to win games. It's not to lose. We're going to win as many games as we can every year.
Hey, Amanda, how you doing? Yeah, so
the thing is, he had recently, before he filed the lawsuit, he had recently interviewed with the Saints and the Texans and was still in the running for both the jobs and told them, both teams, hey, listen, I'm having this lawsuit, I'm suing, whatnot, kind of laid it out for them. Letting them know, I still want to be a coach, but if because of this eliminates me, I understand.
So
the Saints have had enough problems.
Well, the issue is the Saints had a bunch. I don't even think the Saints have decided who their new coach is yet, have they?
They haven't decided, and their previous coach, the one that just retired from coaching, was also caught with the Bounty Gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've had enough legal trouble. I don't think they need it.
They don't want another head coach that's attached to a legal thing.
Yeah.
So you're saying they're going to go try to get John Gruden?
Probably.
Yeah, exactly.
That would make sense there, right?
Oh, yeah. All right. So let's go to the Bears. The Bears, as mentioned earlier, the Bears have a new head coach. The Bears were a below-average team with some serious upside. Was this good hire for the Bears?
I don't know anything about this guy.
Yes, I've heard he's been on the short list to bump from where he was up to a head coach for a while. And it just was only a matter of time until he got a shot at it. But to answer Gail's last question, I realized we kind of went off on a tangent after she asked her question. If I was the Houston Texans, I'd hire him in a heartbeat.
In hopes that...
Because look at it this way. You have someone suing your league. Well, now if he has a job, his class action lawsuit has less ground to stand on. Because, those are the teams, maybe not every team does it this way. There are some teams that will hire African-American coaches.
Yeah.
So, yes, it could change the Rooney Rule, but in actual, like, litigations and...
Isn't Flores Hispanic?
I
don't know his actual...
Yeah, I don't remember what he actually is. Nate, why don't you do some Googling? You're good at that.
I feel like it's racist.
Just find out what his mom and dad are.
People?
No, other than people.
So, Googled a lot.
So apparently,
what is Brian?
What is Brian?
Honduran.
He's Honduran. Oh, what is that? I think
Honduran.
I think Honduran's
Honduras?
Do they speak Spanish? Is that right? Or is it Portuguese?
No.
Come on, Jeremy. You're the Googling master. I want to say it's Spanish there.
Isn't it Spanish? A version of Spanish in most
Brian
of the countries.
Flores' parents are from Mexico. He is the son of a Mexican immigrant father from Durango and his first generation mother with roots. That's all I got. Without actually
doing a deep dive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Hispanic. His parents, one of his parents is from Honduras, and there's a long list of background ethnicity crap going on. It's not too much to go down.
So all of this, only black coach and only...
No, it's minority coach.
It's minority.
Oh, no. Somebody definitely said he was the only black coach. Those were the words I heard. Not on here. On something else. I can't remember who it was. I saw an article about it.
I was like, did I say that? I don't remember saying that.
No. I read an article, and it was somebody had said that he was the only black coach or something like that.
No, that could be they were talking about the coach for the Steelers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that might have been him.
Yeah, because he's been there forever.
Only black coach in the league.
Yeah, ever since what's his name? That's now he's Fox.
Tony Dungy.
Yeah, Tony Dungy.
Tony Dungy retired. Yeah.
Okay, we need to move on.
Okay.
This conversation's getting awkward.
Okay. So you think it's a good hire for the Bears? Do the Bears screw it up as usual, and or do they continue to build the foundation around Fields? Justin Fields.
That's gonna be more of the possible GM issue.
I mean, clearly they're going to try to build the team around Fields. They drafted him real early in the first round. Yeah,
13th, 12th, and 13th.
He's their tentative future player of the future, the face of their franchise. Of course, they're going to try to build around him. The question, though, is how long are you going to give Fields, and the head coach a chance to actually put something together? Because chances are this head coach will probably be fired before anybody starts questioning Fields.
Oh, yeah, he will. Hey, why are you deleting things out?
Because those are it's the same thing about just the other teams that have hired head coaches.
Oh.
Okay, let's do a basic thing. We did the Bears. The Giants. Do you think them going to Brian Daboll is a good choice?
Maybe.
Daboll was the Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator.
Oh.
I just don't think the Giants have the weapons he's used to dealing with.
Well, the other thing is the Giants also replaced their GM with the assistant GM or something from Buffalo.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like they're going to try to invest some effort and time into their quarterback if they're trying to get the guy from Buffalo. Well, who's it? Jones?
Yeah, they're trying to get the quarterback coach from Buffalo to be the offense coordinator. But Buffalo's also trying to do it now, so it's kind of a...
Yeah.
You can't you can't leave a position, or if you're under contract, you have to get the approval to go interview for the same position at a different one. And they're kind of less likely to allow that. But if you're improving your position in your coaching position, they don't really have a leg to stand on to tell you, no, you can't do that. How the contract is written.
All right. So the next one would be the Denver Broncos.
Denver Broncos. Nathaniel Hackett.
He was the Packers guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I thought the head coach really called the offense more than the offensive coordinator.
No. The person on the field calls the offense more than the coach does.
Because he's spoiled.
Well, I thought
But no, that
He's
style.
really good.
That style offense, the head coach actually is the one calling the plays on Sunday.
Yeah.
Or on game day. But they say that the offense coordinator and whatnot is the one that builds the game plan and kind of gets the sign off from the coach or not, the head coach or not.
Okay. I don't think it's gonna help.
Okay, Denver needs a quarterback. That's their biggest issue.
Yeah.
I heard Rodgers is available.
Yes, and Rodgers knows the offensive coordinator pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
No, apparently he's going to Tennessee because he bought land and he's building a house.
Oh, that explains. Well, they need a quarterback too. They keep losing the divisional round.
Yeah, they keep losing the playoffs. They don't have a quarterback.
And that's usually where Green Bay usually. Well, I should say Rodgers usually makes it past the divisional round, at least to the conference, except for this year.
Okay, McDaniels to Vegas.
I was surprised about this. I really thought Rich Bisaccia was going to get it. I think that's his last name, right?
Bisaccia.
Really? There's no O at the end.
It's Bisaccia.
Bisaccia.
Yeah. So this is the start of the All Talk Patriots or whatever.
Yes.
All Patriots. So I'm just gonna go ahead and step back while you two discuss your stuff here.
Well, no, we're still going through the. There's still one more coach to go. But were you surprised he actually left, or were you more surprised that the Raiders didn't keep their interim?
I was more surprised they didn't
keep the interim guy.
Yeah.
He did great.
Oh, he did. He dealt with so many.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid that they didn't.
Basically, if they don't make it back to the playoffs next year, they're gonna think they're gonna know they fucked up.
Yeah.
And they're not crowd. What is it? Fans are not gonna be happy with the new way the team is going.
Okay. All right. Doug Peterson to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think anything's gonna help the Jacksonville Jaguars compare what they had down there in the dumpster fire.
So I saw something. If he wins 3 games, he jumps up to 5th all-time winningest coach for the Jaguars.
That seriously can't be true. Is that?
Well, think about it. They didn't come around till late 90s. 98 was it?
And they only had one season. I think that they were a plus 500 team.
That season they went to the playoffs.
Yeah, but that was that same coach for a while.
Yeah.
They haven't had too many coaches. That's the thing.
That's true.
But he will leapfrog Urban Meyer to the 5 seed instead of the. All right, and that is all the active coaches, new coach hires that have been on the sheet.
All right, so you want to talk about McDaniels a little bit more?
Well, how about I do this?
All right.
Raiders were a playoff team this year with an interim head coach. They released him and hired Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots, for the better part of 13 years. This will be his second shot as head coach after 2 seasons with the Denver Broncos, where he held a record of 11-17. How do you guys think that he's going to be able to handle all the drama, everything that happened from this last season, and be able to hopefully succeed in coaching these guys this year?
I think it's going to take him he's got to basically earn these guys' respect. Like, he's got the pedigree, but until he shows them on the field that he's a real head coach, I'm not sure these guys are gonna trust in him after putting all their ducks behind.
I was saying, you don't think his reputation in New England might be enough to kind of get these guys excited to?
No.
As an offensive coordinator, yes, but as a head coach, no, because they all know about Denver. Well, I should say some of them know about Denver. Some of them weren't born yet, so.
See, I think that the fact that he didn't just jump to the next spot, he went back and really fine-tuned his coaching. And the fact is, what he's done with Brady and what he did with Mac Jones this year is going to really excite Derek Carr. Derek Carr is going to be very excited to work with him and really get involved with it. And if you get Derek Carr, one of the big captains on that team that everyone respects and likes him, you get him to buy in, you're going to get the buy-in from the team to quickly follow.
Okay, here's my question. Do you think he's going to get Derek Carr to smile?
Just Sid from Toy Story doesn't smile. He's afraid of those toys.
No, he looks like, what
Sid
the
from
hell
Toy
did
Story.
I say? Who was it that I said he looked like?
Oh.
The villain from the Incredibles, the first one.
Yes, the Incredibles.
The kid.
Yes.
The sidekick.
Jason Lee voiced guy.
Yeah.
The one who wants to be Incrediboy. Yes, Incrediboy.
Yes. He looks like Incrediboy.
All right, and we'd be remiss not to ask this question. Where do you think the Raiders will be next season?
As long as he doesn't.
They're going to be a 7th, maybe a 7th seed. They're going to be fighting for the end of the postseason spot.
I don't know.
As long as he doesn't screw him up,
yeah.
I say 6th. I say 5 or 6. Because that team's now
you
bought
see
in.
them win their division.
No, I see them being a wild card guy.
The issue is they play the Chargers, they play the Chiefs.
Yep.
And if Denver gets a quarterback, they're a good team too. They're in a pretty tough division.
Yeah, basically they got to make sure they don't lose out to the Chargers, who have a prolific quarterback in themselves.
True.
And they just got to keep hoping the Chiefs keep going downhill.
I think we all hope that the Chiefs keep going downhill.
Yes.
Well,
now somebody changed what I had here.
Yes, because I'm gonna talk about because you hate this player more than anything because you just wish he was yours.
No, are you fucking kidding me? I still look.
You hate him. You've hated him ever since he beat your team.
No.
Yeah.
I just don't care for him.
Because he wasn't your player. If he was your player, you would be deeply in love with him.
No. I don't even love Aaron Rodgers.
No, you...
Let's be fair on that.
There's a reason why I got you a Brett Favre...
it's Favre.
It's Favre.
Yeah, and I did...
That's because Aaron Rodgers is a D-bag.
Well,
really
look,
is.
when Favre played for all the other teams, I still preferred the Green Bay stuff, and I would watch a Green Bay game over any Favre game if it's on at the same time.
Right, I didn't watch the
I don't care who the quarterback is. As long as we're winning games, I don't fucking care.
See, he only cares about players on his team. He doesn't care about anyone else.
I just want the Packers. I just care about the team. The team.
That's what you have to say as an owner, right, Nate? That's what you have to say as an owner, right, Nate?
Yes, that's in the fine print.
Look, they're wearing green, gold, or white, green, and gold, and they're all wearing a helmet. They all look the same. I don't even know who the hell they are if you don't put their freaking names on them. So, look, just they play. I like the team. I like that there's great players on the team, but really at the end of the day, somebody's always going to be there, and the team is older than the players. So I just like the team.
Well, I would hope the team is older than the players.
So what Nate is saying, he's not a football fan, he's a Packers fan.
Right.
Sure.
Above all else, he's a Packers fan. If it doesn't relate to the Packers, he doesn't care about it.
No.
Pretty much.
Because he doesn't even watch.
That's what he's saying.
He barely watches any of the other games. Like, Sunday we sit down and we watch all the games. Like we watch the Pats if they're on, and we'll watch everybody else too, wherever we can find.
Like I said, there's a difference here. There's football fans who have a favorite team, and then there's fans that have a team, and it's football.
Yeah.
Nate's a fan of a team, and it's football.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not the other way around, where football fans like me and you, and we have a favorite
because
team.
we remember when the Pats sucked. At least
when
I
they
do. The Green Bay Packers.
We went to the game when they sucked.
Yes. Well, the first time they ever made it to the playoffs was after since
we went to the game in '94. They sucked.
Right. Well, yeah, but that was the first playoff. No, '94 was the first game
that was a Russ thing.
Yes, because I won tickets to the Buffalo. It was Buffalo Bills.
They went like 2-something that year. They sucked.
Yes, because it was Drew Bledsoe's rookie year, and that was the first game he actually played in.
Yes,
because we booed. He's on. He calls the games on. Oh, and he's on the TV after. I can't remember. What's the quarterback?
That really kind of narrows it down here.
He was the quarterback. Before Bledsoe.
Scott Zolak?
Yes, we booed him off the field during that game.
He was a backup.
But he's the one who started that game before Bledsoe came onto the field, because their original starter got hurt. Bledsoe was a third stringer that year because he was a rookie. That's back when rookies basically sat 2 to 3 years before they played.
And that was Parcells. He didn't like rookies.
No, but anyhow.
Okay, so go ahead. Read.
So the most prolific and greatest of all time QB in the history of the NFL, Tom Brady, has finally decided to retire after playing 20 years with the Patriots and 2 years with the Buccaneers. Broncos, jeez.
Fuck that.
Now the GOAT has turned in his playbook gear, and what do we think he's going to do next?
Get drunk.
What?
Gail said get drunk. Because that wasn't part of his diet.
No, the after part, was it the boat parade showed he did.
He's gonna.
He had like 2 wine spritzers and was falling all over himself.
I think he's going to join as a co-host on the Joe Rogan podcast. I think that's his plan.
That's his plan?
Yeah, he's got to bring some merit to the show.
Even though his own podcast has more viewers already?
Hey, you gotta tone down the edgy.
I don't know if you can tone down Joe Rogan at all.
well, so if I recall, Jordan came out of retirement 2 times, so Brady's coming out of retirement. But till he actually officially signs that paperwork and retires, I wouldn't put him past it to all of a sudden the beginning of next season starts and he goes,
I got the itch.
Maybe I do want to come back one more run at it.
You mean pull a Favre and unretire a couple of times?
Yeah.
In all honesty, every time he's talked about it, the first thing he usually says is that his wife put her career on hold so that she could raise the kids and he could do he could follow his dreams. And
I'm calling bullshit on that statement, though.
I don't, because when was the last time you saw Giselle go and actually,
model?
Leave the kids to go model?
You realize since she retired, she makes more per calendar year than Brady has most of his entire.
She owns her own line of clothing and stuff like that
so
now.
Him saying she put her career on hold. No, she just retired from the modeling aspect of it.
Right.
She still does everything else.
Right, but she still has to stay home with the kids.
No, she doesn't. They have a personal nanny 24/7.
Yeah.
Do you know how much money those two have?
I'm sure.
Lots.
Scrooge McDuck.
I think there was a report out on average. She makes over $75 million per year in profits.
Yeah, I think I saw that a couple years ago, I think. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah, without just for her little here and there publicity thing she does.
Just basically the use of her name.
Yes. The fact is, they are not oh, put your career on hold. Nope, she just took a step back from actually doing the walking down the runway aspect of her career.
Right.
And makes more money now than she ever did doing that.
Okay, what if she wants to go walk down the runway now?
She's too old now. Sorry.
No, she has.
Have you seen her
like
lately?
Nate said, she has Scrooge McDuck money. She can do whatever she wants.
Yes, but the fact is.
And do you know how many people would be willing to go watch her walk down the aisle?
Shit, I would be willing to go watch her strut her shit down the aisle.
The runway.
Runway, whatever.
The runway's not an aisle.
Same
They're not
difference.
They already are married.
So, with Brady calling it a career for now, how do the Bucks parlay the culture Brady created to remain a threat in the NFC South? Oh, what do you think that they're done?
Well, actually, the fact is that whole conference is pretty much, besides Matt Ryan, no team really has a quarterback right now.
It's true.
Think about it.
Saying the Falcons are going to be on top next season.
Yeah. If their receiver comes back off his personal leave.
You mean the one that said he needed to get his head straight and
yeah,
basically they're looking to trade already?
Yeah, well, you don't know if he's ever going to play, so it's like, do you really want to keep paying him, having him on your contract?
Yeah, but I think there's they can't technically release him if he's under
mental health.
Due to mental health.
Yes,
but they can take him off the roster, and after a year, they can take him off the roster and reduce his pay to lesser amounts, and his pay is no longer part of the
the pay if it's due to mental health, that's a very
no, but it comes off the team's
cap
hit. I want to say it's after a year if they are still having issues. You can't release them technically, so they still get paid, but you don't have to pay them like a player, and they come off your cap hit. It's almost like if they're retired.
Yeah. But that's so if they can find a quarterback. I mean, they still have Evans. Godwin, I'm not sure. He was a free agent last year. They franchised him to come back, so
yeah,
I'm not sure where he will go. But that team, I mean, Gronk's probably retiring, but they do have Brate and who's that other tight end they have?
Yeah, and Brate came a long way this year. Probably
well, Brate was the top tight end last year.
Yeah,
and then he got hurt. I don't even think he made it week 1. I think it was preseason he got hurt.
No,
with the season ending.
No, he got hurt like a couple weeks into the season.
Was it a few weeks? I couldn't remember if it was a few weeks into the season.
It was a couple weeks into the season he got hurt, and then all of a sudden Gronk had to step up, and he was slow at that first, halfway through that first season because he was still getting back into football shape after taking a couple years off.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think due to the fact that no team really has that. I mean, think about it. Atlanta has a newer coach, but they have Matt Ryan, so they at least have a chance there. The Saints have a new coach, eventually, a new quarterback, because let's face it, they're little, whatever you want to call that this year. Their 4-quarterback rotation crap didn't work too well after Jameis Winston went down. Yeah. Jameis Winston's a free agent because he only signed a 1-year deal, so.
Mm-hmm. And he wasn't really that great for him.
He actually was doing good for them. If you go back and check the numbers, he is the reason they had a chance to go to the postseason. He was when he was in there, I think they were 5-2 or something when he played.
So he just needed to get his eyes fixed, huh?
Exactly. or a good coach.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, who else is in that division? That is Carolina Panthers. They have a coach that they wish they didn't pay. They don't have a quarterback because they had Cam. They had what's his name, old Jets quarterback, whatnot. They don't really have
it.
Yeah, and now they're possibly looking at trading McCaffrey, which is their franchise. So.
And just starting over.
And then who's that last team in that division?
That's it.
Saints. Oh yes, yeah, that's all 4.
Yeah.
So it's like no team in that division really has a leg up except for Atlanta right now. So they could easily, if they found a serviceable quarterback, they could at least win the division.
I give them a year, and then they're going to be hiding in the basement again.
Pretty much.
All right, so let's move on from that. So the Washington football team is no longer the WFT. Nate's happy now.
No, I think this is the stupidest name.
No, I meant the fact we're done with the.
That we're done with all things Pats.
Very happy we're done talking about the Patriot crap.
And Tom Brady.
That work a little better now? I sent it over.
Yes.
Washington missed such a huge opportunity.
So on February 2nd, Groundhog Day, they officially changed the name and the logo of their team. And Nate is not happy to be relieved that they did this on Bill Murray's day. Home.
Oh, I don't care about.
What was this? You that wrote or Smitty?
It was definitely Smitty. So essentially, the Washington football team is now called the Washington Commanders. And let's go Commanders, let's go Commanders, let's go Commando. Like, what?
Somebody was like, what do you say? Let's go commies? Like, what the hell?
I'm going to go commies because...
If I was a Washington fan, I'd start a Facebook whatever group and just get everyone to just every time they're there just start chanting "Let's go Redskins."
Yep.
Just to see how long it is till the national media says, "Oh, they're saying let's go whatever." Let's go Brandon thing happened.
I just think that there are so many better names they could have chosen.
Oh yeah.
Commanders. Like, seriously.
That was a dumb idea.
My team is called the Packers, and I don't know how to strike more fear into the enemy's eyes than saying the Packers are coming. But
the Fudge Packers are coming.
There's just something about the Commanders that just seems like it's an arena football team.
Yeah.
It doesn't scream NFL.
No.
They could have chose. Sounds like a third-grade soccer team.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
It sounds like a third-grade soccer team.
A little bit, yeah.
And like Yale said, they missed the perfect opportunity to be the
Sentinels.
Yes.
Yep.
They should have been the Sentinels, and then just have Keanu Reeves be their mascot. He's never gonna die. He doesn't age, so it would have been perfect.
They need to bring on the head cheerleader needs to come on too.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. And her little stripper friends.
Yes. They might actually win more games that way.
I feel like there was a lot of names they could have gone with. Like, and I know the Washington Capitals is their hockey team.
Yeah.
There's nothing that says they can't be the Washington Capitals football team.
No, it just make things easier because then you can wear one jersey for both.
Well, I mean, you have the New York Football Giants, and then you have the New York. Well, what were the New York Giants?
Yeah, now they should be the New Jersey Giants and New Jersey Jets.
The issue is that I think for copyright infringement stuff, it's now in this day and age, it's a lot more front page. If you try to use the same name as someone else, that can quickly turn into a lawsuit.
Well, it gets better.
And Washington is the last team that needs another lawsuit going on. On top of their current one they have going on.
At this point, they're living fast and loose, so just let them keep living their life.
Well, at this rate, the owner might be forced to sell sooner than later.
Well, the funny part is, speaking of selling, there's actually been talks of moving the Washington Commanders out of Washington, D.C. to Washington State.
So they're gonna...
Yeah. Because right now they play out of stadium in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
And there's already been talks of them building a stadium in Washington on the western part of Washington State, where Seattle is like on the ocean almost. It's on the eastern part of the state.
Washington State already has a football team.
Well, considering Florida has, 4?
Seattle has a football team.
Yeah, Seattle has a football team.
Washington isn't as isn't that big.
Oh, Washington's a big state, actually.
It's bigger than you'd think.
It's
Yeah,
it's
but
it's like putting Massachusetts and New York together. The eastern states in the northeast, our states are really small. Once you get to the west, they get really big.
It's stupid.
That's what you say till you're driving across Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
In Georgia.
It's like Pennsylvania is like where all of a sudden states get really long and take forever to get through.
It's even worse when you travel the majority of New York, then hit into Pennsylvania. You're like, oh my God, I've only been 2 states.
So Washington is the 18th largest state in the country.
Yeah, but that's what the talk is right now, is building a stadium in the western part of the state, basically near the border of that's not Idaho. What's the one right next to Washington?
Oregon.
No. Is that Oregon? I thought it was Montana. Or am I too far?
Montana's around there too, but Oregon is right next to Washington State.
Well, I was trying to remember which one it is, but basically almost like closer enough to the border that people from that state can also go to the game easily, and they don't have to go over the mountains basically to get there.
Well, what about the freaking Washington fans?
They don't.
That they already have.
Their fans.
The 4 of them. What are they gonna do?
So
they can be Jersey fans.
Oregon is south of Washington. Directly next to Washington is technically Idaho. And then Montana. It's that little fingertip of Idaho.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
And then Montana.
But yeah, that's what I was reading earlier. Like, I think it was yesterday. Is that they're talking about moving the Washington Commanders out of DC, the DC area.
Well, you want to know why?
Because they have had so many issues with them being there.
No, price.
Oh, yeah.
Cost alone. I'm sure that taxes on that stadium
are outrageous.
Facility are very pricey. Where you go to Washington State, I'm sure it's less than half.
Especially in the western part of the state. Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure you can pay all your employees less money out there.
Oh, yeah.
All the non-player employees.
Right. That's the talk I was reading, that basically that not only they changed their name to the Commanders, and if they are forced to sell, the new owner is more than likely to move them out of the Washington D.C. area, because not only is that stadium like pieced together.
Well, isn't that the stadium that someone fell?
And Jalen Hurts had to help him up.
Yeah, like almost fell into Jalen Hurts' arms.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. And they also have a septic issue where their toilets back up.
Yeah, because it's built in the lowest area of the state, basically, where everything drains down to that stadium.
It's literally a shithole.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the you go to some trailer and be like, I got 90 acres of land in Florida for sale. Good price. And you get there, it's nothing but Everglades.
Yeah. Yeah, and basically they can spend probably a third of the money to build a new stadium in the western part of Washington State and call it a day. And you got the whole western part of Washington State never really had a football team because, it's only about Seattle up there. And then you have Idaho that has never had a professional team at all. So
all it is
more likely you're going to get brand new fans that wanted an NFL team. So that's possibly the thing behind it. All right, so do we want to go over the Journey? I was going to go over the last week's, 2 weeks ago's bets.
Oh, hold on then.
Yeah, what are you doing? Okay. And then say if I had made it up there, we would have bet the other ones. All right, so that was that division? Yeah, that was the divisional round. On the divisional round, because we're not going to talk bets this week. Our bets this week for next week. We'll talk about that when everybody's here. So we don't need our gambling problem thing.
No, gambling is bad. Don't gamble. Don't spend money.
We're not going to gamble on the Pro Bowl?
No, we're not gambling on the Pro Bowl.
I think I saw the AFC was favored by 1.
So the Titans, we bet the Titans giving up 3.5 points over the Bengals. As we all know now, that was a bad idea on divisional round. The Bills were getting 2 points for Kansas City, and Kansas City beat them by a touchdown, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, in overtime by 6.
Yeah, in overtime. And the Packers were giving up 5.5 points to the 49ers. And again, the 49ers beat the Packers, but this time they beat them at home.
The Packers beat them earlier in the season. Just throwing that up.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
Packers.
the Packers have a problem with the 49ers. Like a bad problem with the 49ers.
No, Rodgers has a bad problem with the 49ers.
And if I hadn't been so sick and we actually had a show, I could have got a concisest consensus for who our bets were going to be last week. Jerry wanted to go with both the underdogs teams. That would have put us the Cincinnati Bengals and San Francisco 49ers. And if we had the point spread of both, we would have won both those games. And according to Jeremy, if we had bet the Bengals...
So I screenshotted this, the 28th at 1:21 p.m. The Bengals were +7. So the Chiefs were favored by 7.
Yeah.
The Rams were favored by 4 over the Niners, and they won by 3.
Yeah. So we could have made some good money that week.
Well, we would only make good money if we did the underdog to cover.
Underdog to cover or straight up.
The underdog to win straight up.
Well, I think we would have had enough money. We could have at least put that both on the Cincinnati.
Yeah, I would have put. I thought Cincinnati was going to win no matter what. So.
All right. Let's go over our bets for the last couple of weeks. Our picks for the last couple of weeks real quick, and then we'll go over our year, what we thought we were due for the year, for what the AFC would do for the year, and then next week when everybody's here, we'll do the NFC. All right, so, divisional round, because we weren't here for the divisional round, because we were sick as a dog at this house.
I went 0-4. Went 0-4.
You and Amanda both.
Did not.
So Nate.
The worst part is the best person only did 2 better than me.
Nate, Gail, Mo, Chris, and I all picked 2 correctly. Smitty picked 1, and Jeremy and Amanda lost all of them. The Bengals beat the Tennessee Titans 19-16. The San Francisco 49ers beat the Packers 13-10. The Los Angeles Rams beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 30-27. And the Buffalo Bills lost to Kansas City 36-42, making them the only away team that didn't win that week.
Yes, so I picked all the away teams all the home teams except for one, because normally divisional weekend, home teams win more often than not.
Right.
And I picked all the
one away
home
team
teams
that lost.
Yeah.
Yes. I picked all the home teams that lost and the only away team that lost.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then last week.
That's talent right there.
Last week, Nate, Gail, and Chris all picked their games correctly, with 2 picks
correct. Amanda jump?
What?
Amanda moved.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, ADD kicked in.
Did I have these backwards? I might have to look.
Go back a week.
Well, I might have to look. I'll have to look at my phone and make sure I did this correctly, but I think I did Gail.
You probably did.
I probably did this correctly. Yeah, I probably did this one correctly.
There's physical evidence that, right, Nate?
Yeah, all our picks are on the thing. But
I understood your joke.
I don't know.
Travis missed it completely.
Yeah.
Those are my picks, yes.
Yeah, so Nate, Gail, and Chris all picked 2 correctly. During you and Smitty Smitty and Mo picked 1 correctly. And I and Amanda picked none. Because the Cincinnati Bengals beat the Kansas City Chiefs 27-24. And the San Francisco 49ers lost to the Los Angeles Rams 17-20.
Okay, so before we move on from this, the end, when they hit overtime and the Chiefs won the toss,
Yeah.
did you assume the game was over?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. I'm like, well, the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl.
So, ready, Nate? I have something for you. This goes right down your line of the NFL. Everything's right.
Okay.
The issue was the Chiefs had won the previous week on a overtime where they got the ball, went down, scored a touchdown.
Right.
So the full following week was talking about the overtime rules, how they need to be adjusted, this and that. So no team has ever went back-to-back overtime wins in the postseason.
Nope.
So if it were to happen where the Chiefs get the ball twice, back-to-back weeks in overtime, and score a touchdown on their first possession to end it, they would have to be dealing with the full offseason of people outraged about the whole rules need to be changed.
Yeah,
so
they're
what they did is go, nope, sorry, Chiefs, you won the toss, you have to lose, otherwise we have to deal with this all offseason.
Yep. We don't want to make another rule change.
Yeah, we're done with these rule changes.
So there you go, Nate. I brought it back full circle to how you think the NFL's rigged.
It definitely is.
All right, let's do our standings that we had. All right, so for the AFC teams, Nate, you thought the Buffalo Bills were going to go 17-0. When actually the closest was Germany with 13-4 when they actually went 11-6. And nobody was close with Miami Dolphins. Germany was the only one that had the Patriots picked correctly at 10-7.
Poor Miami.
And the New York Jets won a couple more games than we expected them to. When everything was all said and done.
3 more than I thought they were going to do.
Yes, you did.
They doubled up what I thought they would.
Yeah. Me, you, Chris, and Smitty all had them winning 2, and they won 4. So
You have to also let everyone know we did use a app that actually went through week by week to figure out who played who, so every win-loss was calculated that way. We didn't go through and just randomly pick numbers.
Yeah, no.
Wait till you look at the AFC West.
Yeah, well, AFC West, Nate, you were the closest at 13-4, where Kansas City went 12-5.
I got the Vegas Raiders correct, 7-10.
Yeah.
10-7.
You and Chris both did 10-7. And the Los Angeles Chargers, I had them doing a lot better than what they did.
I think we all did except for Nate. Nate had them going really bad.
Smitty had the numbers flipped. He had 8-9, and they went 9-8. And Nate predicted a much better Denver Broncos, but he was closer than all of us, where he was just off by one winning game.
I was off by 2.
I was off by on the Chiefs too.
Yeah, you were off by 1 loss, and you were the same thing with the Denver Broncos, off by 1 loss.
Hey, Nate, I bet you're glad I didn't take you up on that Steelers bet for the tattoo.
Because none of us predicted the Cincinnati Bengals would be a 10-7 team. Although, we did have them losing a lot more than they actually did. And we had the Cleveland Browns winning a lot more than they did.
Chris had Bengals at 9-8.
Bengals. Oh, yeah, 9-8. So, yeah, he was closest for us.
Yeah, he had them closest.
Go figure. Our one college guy has these.
He knew what Burrow was capable of more than we did.
He knew. He knew.
I'm pretty sure I called that the Bengals were going to get to the Super Bowl, but I mean, I'm just saying.
There was one announcer or one guy in one of the preseason things saying that Joe Burrow could take his team to the Super Bowl this year.
Yes, I was watching that.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith and someone else, and
and
the other guy, and he goes, "Hey, roll it back for me." And he came. It was preseason, and he said Joe Burrow could take his team to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, and he was like, "See, I told you, I wasn't an idiot."
That is the ultimate "I told you" show because you have it documented.
That
was preseason.
The AFC South was pretty good too for some of us.
Yeah, AFC South. We had the Tennessee Titans at 12-5, and me,
had
Jeremy, and
13 and
Smitty
4.
were the closest. We're 13-4. Colts 9-8, and we had the Chris had that right.
Chris got it right.
Yeah, dead nuts.
I thought they're going to go 1-14. Apparently.
Yes, you did.
The
3-14.
Texans, I mean, we were all pretty close. The furthest away was Smitty at 2-15.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
feel-
it's 4-3-3-4.
I feel like
Nate
Watson
and Chris
was
had
copy-
those right, and the Jacksonville Jaguars, we had them winning. Well, Smitty was right. No, Chris was right again. Can't believe Chris is right as often as he was.
Well, it's because he's used to the college
kinda mean.
quarterbacks.
He knows college quarterbacks.
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of mean. Well, it's true. Usually he doesn't understand. Like, he doesn't know these pro
Yeah,
teams usually.
But these ones that he got right, how far out of college are these quarterbacks?
It's true.
1-2 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he knows these quarterbacks better than any of you.
True.
Exactly.
So don't be so damn mean.
Where are we at on these NFC teams here?
I was hoping to go over that with everybody, but
We could go over all of those again next week. With
yeah,
everyone, too.
the NFC teams. Let's see. We had the WFT being better than they were. Cowboys sucking
Hold
again.
on, wait. I was
Oh.
only one off on WFT. I had him at 8 and 9.
Oh yeah, and they were 7-10. So yeah. Oh,
Smitty had him at 6 and 11, so we were both right off the off.
yeah.
No hopes for the Cowboys. Man, was I off.
Yeah, you were way off. I wasn't
think
far
Cowboys
behind you.
direct.
Hey, Jeremy got him right, and Chris was close behind him.
I got the Giants right.
Yeah, I gotta separate these guys so that way I can.
Yeah, just shade him or something.
Well, that's what I'm
There you
doing.
go.
I'm doing.
I'm just highlighting him.
I'm thicker bordering them so that way I can do this.
Yeah. Because it's hard to go down.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
barely missed the Rams
Okay, so
and Cardinals.
Let's.
I hit the Cowboys. No one else did. Giants, me and Smitty hit. And the Eagles. Smitty had them the best out of any of us.
I had Seattle doing much better than they did, and they did crap. Let's see.
We all had Seattle doing a lot better than they did.
10-7, the 49ers. Hey, I got the 49ers correctly. 10-7.
I was one off on Arizona because they couldn't freaking beat what's it called the last game of the season.
Didn't they lose against Jacksonville?
Yes.
No, that was the Colts.
Oh yeah. That's what kept them out of the playoffs.
Yeah. Arizona had the lead and lost the last game of the season. Otherwise, they would have bumped the 2 seed and bumped the Rams to the 5 seed or something.
Germany was the closest Green Bay Packers with 12-5. Smitty needed one more loss for him.
Disappointed in you, Nate.
What do you mean?
I had the Minnesota Vikings at 8 and 9, and I was right about that. So was Jeremy.
Travis, can you move something up or down, or move the picture, your picture,
Oh.
and our pictures, because I can't see the teams
Yeah,
anymore.
let me just hide the pictures real quick.
Yeah, that would be good because I can't see the teams, and I can cross-reference numbers, but I can't see a team name to cross-reference the numbers too.
Ooh,
All right, I'll leave Gail up there.
Yeah, she's not in the way.
Nope, she's just sitting over the AFC teams.
That's unusual.
So
I'm usually in the way.
Bears, except for Travis had the Bears a lot better. Besides that, me, Chris, and Smitty were one off on them. The Vikings, Travis got them right. I got them right. And Nate,
if it wasn't for a
Chris's-
damn tie, I would have had the Lions correct. Because I had 3-14 and they got 3-13, but a tie is basically a loss, right?
and a win.
yeah. I'm a little surprised that I had the Lions over the Bears, and the Bears did better than the Lions. That kind of surprised me a little bit.
I had the Bears and the Lions at the same score, so.
Yes. No, I had the Lions definitely losing.
Oh, Nate hit the Saints direct.
Yup,
The
9
rest
and
of us
8.
were- Travis, you thought the Saints were going to be 14-3.
I didn't realize who their quarterback was going to be.
I got the order right too. Buccaneers, Saints, Falcons,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you were
Falcons.
you were definitely the closest
So
on the
did I.
Bucks. You were dead on the Saints.
No. I was one off on the Bucks too. I was one high compared to one low on the Saints. I mean on the Bucks.
Yeah, you were one high. Nate was one low.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Carolina.
5 and 12.
Oh,
Chris was
said
right.
Carolina.
He knows those
But-
college QBs, like, apparently.
No, that wasn't college QB. That was what's his name out of the Jets.
Oh yeah.
Zach Wilson, who this is his like second year.
No, old Jets quarterback.
Was it Buff Fumble?
Yeah, no, that was Sanchez. No, this was Wilson's rookie year. He got drafted by them. They traded away their old quarterback. He wasn't good. I don't remember his name. But-
He wasn't that good,
but-
so we don't care.
But Nate, Travis, and me all were only one win away on that. And then Atlanta, Nate, Travis got it right. I was one down. Me and Smitty were one down. So all in all, I don't think we did that bad.
No, we could have done much worse.
I still can't believe Nate thought the Bills were going to go 17-0.
They tried.
So did what's their faces over there on the NFC side. That was the only undefeated team, and then went downhill shortly after that.
The Cardinals.
Arizona.
Yes, the Arizona Cardinals, who didn't even make the playoffs, right?
No, they did.
Oh.
They were the 5 seed.
Oh yeah, they were the first. Hold on, so that makes San Francisco was the
6.
They were the 6. Okay, who was
Yes.
7?
So, the team that didn't matter.
Team that didn't matter. Okay.
I don't remember who said.
Well, I know for the AFC, that was the team that didn't matter for the
Was it the Steelers?
That was the Steelers.
So this year, the going into divisional weekend, this was the first time ever no team ranked above the 3 seed was in the running. It was only the 3, 4, 5, 6 seeds.
Oh, that's new.
Kind of makes me happy.
Because the Rams were the 3 seed.
Yeah.
Tampa was the 2. So the Rams won, so they were the 3 seed. The Niners won, they were a 6 seed. The Bengals won, they were a 5 seed. And the the Chiefs were the Chiefs were a 3 seed.
Yeah, the Chiefs were the Chiefs were number 1, I thought.
No. Titans were 1.
Oh yeah. Were Chiefs 2?
I thought the Chiefs were 3.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Because I remember hearing that, I was like, really? Maybe there's no team above the 2. No, because the 2 seed's not that different than a 1 seed in theory.
No.
Where's the... Yeah.
And as Nate predicted, the Packers, when they get to a bye week, do not do well.
They do not. They rarely ever do well.
You're like, I hate the bye week. We needed to not have the bye week. All right, Jerry, you find that answer yet? Because I'm about ready to end this thing.
No, the Chiefs were the 2 seed.
Okay.
I'm about to fall asleep on y'all.
Yep. All right, guys.
Get some good snoring out of it.
Yeah.
Bye-bye now.
Bye, 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 everybody.
Later.